Morning, everyone. This is Miki. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's Wasabi live stream lesson. Last week, we went over the particles ni and e. To recap what we've covered last week, both particles are used with places. For example, uchi ni kaeru and uchi e kaeru. However, ni is used to emphasize the destination, while e is used to emphasize the journey to the destination. Since particles are one of the most challenging aspects of learning Japanese, I'd like to continue going over particles this week. In this lesson, we will look at wa, ni wa, and ni totte. 皆さんこんばんは。今週もわさびライブストリームレッスンをご視聴ありがとうございます。ミキです。先週は助詞のにとえの違いを勉強しましたね。簡単に復習をしてみましょう。助詞のにとえは両方とも場所を表す語彙と一緒に使われるものですが、には到着地を強調し、えは到着するまでの道のりを強調するときに使われます。言語によっては、助詞というものすら存在しないこともあるので、助詞は日本語を勉強する方がぶつかる壁の一つだと思います。なので、今日も続けて助詞の使い方を一緒に勉強しましょう。今日は、は、には、そしてにとっての違いを勉強します。Okay, let's get started. First, as many of you might have already known, wa is a topic marker. Also, the key for this week's lesson is that wa is used for comparison. For example, 頭が痛いときはこの薬を飲んでください。The implication in this wording is that there is a comparison. So this sentence means compared to the time when you don't have a headache, please take this pill when you do have a headache. In other words, please take this medicine in case of headaches. How about には? The part that comes right before ni wa is the target of an emphasis. Also, wa is used for comparison. For example, 頭が痛いときにはこの薬を飲んでください. Please take this medicine only when you have headaches. This sentence means almost the same while emphasizing, please don't take this medicine if you don't have headaches. If ni wa is used in a sentence, there's a stronger limitation on when to take the medicine. Another example is, 君の行動が私には意味がわからない. Since 私 comes right before には, 私 is compared to others and emphasized in the sentence. The sentence can be translated into, maybe other people might understand you, but I don't understand your behavior. Lastly, にとって is the combination of the particle に and the verb 取る, meaning from the point of view of. Also, after にとって comes an evaluation and judgment such as good or bad, meaningful or meaningless, and useful or useless. For example, このオルゴール捨ててもいい? Can I throw away this music box? ダメ。それは私にとってとても大切なもの。Nope, for me that is a very precious thing. Let's try to solve these three questions. Please choose one of the three particles, は、には、にとって。私、あのやり方には反対です。Number 2, 私、あのやり方は全く理解できない。Number 3, 私、あのやり方は全く意味がない。For the first sentence, the answer is は。Because にとって is used for an evaluation and judgment that 反対です which means I disagree is not an evaluation. Because there is には already in a sentence, it's most natural to avoid repetition and choose what to mean compared to others who might agree with the method, I disagree. 私はあのやり方には反対です。The second sentence, the hint is that 私 don't understand the method. Is this an evaluation? The answer is no. Therefore, for this sentence, you also have to choose between は and には. Because there is already は that is used in a sentence, には is the most natural answer. 私にはあのやり方は全く理解できない。私にはあのやり方は全く理解できない。Which means for me, I don't understand the method at all compared to the people who understand it well. For the third sentence, is the term meaningless an evaluation? The answer is yes. Therefore, the answer for this sentence is にとって。私にとってあのやり方は全く意味がない。From the point of view of mine, that method is meaningless. 私にとってあのやり方は全く意味がない。That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching today's Wasabi live stream lesson. I also teach on Wasabi website as well, so please feel free to go ahead and click Wasabi website to learn Japanese with us. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next lesson. Bye! 今週もわさびライブストリームレッスンをご視聴ありがとうございました。わさびのウェブサイトでも日本語を教えているので、気になる方はお気軽にお問い合わせください。それではまた次回お会いしましょう。さようなら。